Hello everyone, the book we're going to be talking about today has all of the elements that I like in a horror book. And if you like any of these elements, I think you're going to like it too, and I highly encourage you to check it out. But first, as always, I want to remind you that I have books for sale. You can find the books you see on your screen over there at the link in the description. If you buy them, I hope you read them, of course, and enjoy them. And check out all my other links down below as well. Alright, let's get on with the video. Alright, so the book we're going to be talking about today is called The Devil's Woods by Brian Moreland. Apparently this came out in 2017, but I guess it's changing publishers now because I just found it over on NetGalley. But whatever it is, it's got a lot of great things I love about horror books in it. It's set in a Canadian logging town that's kind of isolated from the rest of the world with no cell signals. It's surrounded by woods. In those woods is an old Native American reservation. Our characters are all from, or the majority of them are from a Native American tribe called the Cree. And legend has it there's something in the woods, something that has been making people disappear for centuries. And therefore, a section of those woods is cut off from everybody. Our characters were taught as children never to go past a certain point in the woods, which is marked by animal skulls and other warnings, because this is where these mythological creatures live, and they don't want to wander past in case something happens. But our three main characters, Kyle, Shauna, and Eric, they're brothers and sisters, and they get a call to come back to this little town from their cousin Ray. Their father happens to be missing at the moment, but that's really nothing new. He's an anthropologist. He's a professor, and when they were growing up and the short time they lived on the reservation, he was known for going out on drinking binges and not coming back for days and days and days. But only one of them has really kept up with their father. That would be Kyle, our main protagonist, I guess you can say. He's been in contact with his father. He knows his father is trying to do better and make up for the mistakes of his past. So to him, it doesn't feel like it's another one of those situations where his dad just went off and started drinking and isn't going to show back up for a few days. He thinks something else is going on. So when their cousin calls them and says, hey, come to the small town, we'll have a family reunion / vacation for everybody. We haven't seen each other for a long time. They all decide to go over there. And we learn that their lifestyle, their parents got divorced. Their mother married a man, a very religious Christian man who tried to convert them through violence and intimidation to his way of thinking and to kind of ignore all of their Native American past and history. And they dealt with it in different ways. Kyle, he became a really successful horror author. He kind of internalized all the pain he felt. His brother Eric kind of went the opposite way. His brother Eric is now working for their stepfather in a law firm. He's very successful. He's a womanizer. He's kind of a dick, He's got women everywhere he goes for his law firm's business, and even though he's been dating a woman for about a year now, she seems really nice and really into him, but unaware that he's the way he is. And then Shauna, she turned to drugs and alcohol. She's been through rehab a few times. Sometimes she'll disappear just like their father did before, going off on drug binges. But right now she's a member of a punk rock band, and they just received their first contract or something like that. So maybe things are turning around. She's been doing well since she got out of her last rehab, and maybe the vacation will do her well also. So they all get to this small town, and we're going to find out that this town has some deep, dark secrets. And the people in this town have even deeper, darker secrets. I mean, the town itself, once you find out what's actually going on, is going to blow your mind. But these creatures, these terrifying creatures in the woods are absolutely real. And I like that about this book. This author doesn't play it off like, well, it could be something else. It could just be this or that. He plays it out in this world that he's created in this book like they're absolutely real. They're absolutely dangerous. And we see that throughout the book when they stalk and prey and attack human beings at different times. In fact, the book starts out, the first chapter, we're going to see exactly what these creatures are capable of and how vicious and brutal they can be when they want to kill. But there's a mystery in this town. Everybody seems okay in the town, you know, the locals, but something about them is a little off. We're going to meet some side characters, including a lady who's really into drinking, who comes around and lets them know, you have to leave. Your lives are in danger. You shouldn't be here. Of course, everybody thinks, oh man, she's just crazy. There's a mother and son who run the mortuary in town, and this son is a real creeper, man. This son is creepy. And he loves his job maybe a little too much. There's also a girl who is hitchhiking there to get away from an abusive relationship. She meets this really unsavory truck driver while she's hitchhiking to this town. But she knows she's got a guaranteed job when she gets there. She applied, she's already got it, and she's hoping for a fresh start to get away from her boyfriend. And while these side characters may seem like inconsequential at the moment, we're going to learn stuff about them as the book goes on. Just when you think you've forgotten about them, the author is going to bring them up again, and we're going to find out things about them that are really, really horrible. So you got to stay tuned for that. And when they get to this town, Kyle decides he wants to go look for his father. Yes, it's a vacation, but like I said, he doesn't think his father just went off on a bender. He thinks something happened because his father is an archaeologist, his father is a professor, and he knows his father took a group of research team into the part of the woods they are never ever supposed to go to do some kind of archaeological dig. And he and his entire team simply vanished, simply disappeared. No one has heard from them since they went in those woods. And he decides he wants to go investigate. And, well, they're going to find out that things are very, very true about those woods, what the white people call the Devil's Woods. And you'll just have to read about what happens, but it's very, very exciting. I love the way that this book, it takes about the first quarter of the book, and it sets up all these main characters and their different quirks and things about them, the location that they're going to. It does that very nicely. It gets you in the mood. And then the second part of the book slowly examines these myths and legends, and these creatures are killing some people, and we're going to find out why. But then the last, I don't know, third of the book is just pedal to the metal action and gore and blood, and everything about it is just fantastic and creepy. And I absolutely love that. It really left an impression. Because they're in this small town, so of course it does have a claustrophobic kind of feeling. But in the end, where they have to go, once they figure out what these creatures are up to and what they have to do to stop it, it gets even more claustrophobic and terrifying because of the environment and because of the situation they find themselves in this environment. It's just fantastic. Pedal to the metal, full speed ahead, no holds barred, as they say. And I really like that about this book. The pacing was excellent. You get the characters, you get the mystery and intrigue, and there's some twists and turns. A little bit more than halfway through the book, we're going to find out something about one of our characters that is truly going to chill you to the bone. I was not expecting it. Took me by surprise. Congratulations to Brian. He got me. I did not see that coming. But when you find out at the very end about this town itself and all the inhabitants, the full-time residents in this town, and what they have to do with all this, it just makes it even more frightening. Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, this author finds a way to make it worse. I absolutely love this book. I highly, highly recommend it. There is a link down below to Amazon if you want to purchase your copy of The Devil's Woods by Brian Moreland. Highly recommend it. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time, spending it here with me. I really appreciate you guys watching. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.